Okay, good morning, everyone. We get started here. Thank you. Good morning to our members of the Board of Trustees, past presidents, and everyone viewing the recorded version of this presentation on our website. Welcome to the 2021 annual meeting of the New Jersey State Golf Association. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the past presidents in attendance today. For each day that I went through my term, I gained a greater appreciation for the hard work and accomplishments of my predecessors. Their continued and ongoing commitment to the association plays a large role in our success. And with us here today, we have Bill Fries, Frank O'Brien, and Jay McNeil, all past presidents of the association. 2021 has been another highly successful year for the association and for golf in general in the state of New Jersey. We've continued to experience substantial growth in numerous key areas. As reported by our membership chair, Lisa Leifer, our active member count for primary handicaps has increased 8% from last year and now exceeds 42,000 participants. That represents an increase of almost 3,200 primary handicap members from last year. When we add in our O-Club members to that count, our NJSGA championships, member golf days, magazine, and other membership services are now available to over 67,000 golfers. We've conducted 11 of those member golf days this year, and participation was solid at all of those venues. And one of these events was designated as our first ever Women's Golf Day, which was held at Springbrook Country Club in June. Shortly after being announced, this event sold out and a long wait list was created. 112 women were able to participate, and the overwhelmingly positive feedback, along with the large wait list, made it clear that the need existed for more women's events of this type in our state. And accordingly, a second Women's Golf Day is scheduled to be held at Hawk Point Golf Club on October 18th, with an entry deadline of October 11th. Based on their success, our membership department plans to continue these women's events in 2022. And that membership department, led by Rich Kennedy, also continued to provide valuable support to our member clubs through educational offerings on the World Handicap System and Tournament Management System, along with the NJSGA's Handicap Help Desk, which is available to individuals as well as club members. This was also a strong year for extending relationships with our partners. We continue to enjoy productive and strong relationships with each of them. And as reported by Partnership Chairman David Kronheim, we were able to meet all of our contract deliverables with these partners in 2021, in part due to the easing of COVID-19 restrictions. Thanks to the hard work of our staff, the association has generated in excess of $283,000 in partnership revenue this fiscal year, almost all of which has been paid at this point. Of particular note, I have the pleasure to report that we have renewed a contract with one of our two largest partners, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance, for an additional 3 years through 2024. Our other largest partner, Provident Bank, is in the second year of a 5-year term. And we are proud to count these two organizations as sponsors, and both are enjoying their relationship with the association. Additionally, we were able to secure significant commitments from our 4 other long-standing partners: Donnelly Construction, Donnelly Energy, McCray Capital Management, and Lincoln Motor Company. In concert with the advertising revenue generated from our various media platforms, the revenue generated from our partnerships continues to provide a strong and diverse source of funding for the association. As we look toward 2022, we are confident in our ability to build upon the success as we look to further grow revenue to support the association's mission. We're extremely grateful to all of our partners for their continued support, not only the financial support, but also their shared interest in the success of our association and our charitable foundations. They've become a key aspect of our growth, and they are true partners in that respect, for which they deserve our sincere thanks. We also had a great growth in communications this year. We hired a new director of communications, Rebecca Gayona, who started in May. Since her arrival, we've seen immediate improvements in communications across written, electronic, and with the assistance of Lexi Guzzi, all social media platforms. We also had a great communications intern this year, Justin Santuk, who also made strong contributions to our communications efforts. And before we get to our treasurer's report, I would also like to first turn our attention to the trophy that's displayed on the side table over there, as it represents another significant achievement for this year. Yesterday, a team of 8 senior players representing the NJSGA earned a record 13-stroke victory in the Senior Challenge match annually conducted between golf associations from New Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware, and Maryland. It was New Jersey's first victory in the event since 2003, and the win completed a sweep of inter-district competitions for the NJSGA in 2021, having won both the Stoddard Trophy match against Long Island and Westchester Golf Associations, as well as the Comfort Cup match against the Golf Association of Philadelphia earlier this year. We have never before won all 3 inter-district competitions since the Senior Challenge was added as the third such event in 1989. Needless to say, no president in the history of the association before has gone through a 2-year term undefeated in inter-district matches. 2 members of yesterday's winning squad happen to be in attendance here today. So please join me in congratulating our treasurer, Roddy McRae, and our executive director, Kevin Purcell, for their contribution to that unique accomplishment. And with that, I will turn the podium over to Roddy McRae. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Not yet? No, not yet. Gotta get to our core minutes. So I will ask our secretary, Brian Hunt. Mr. Secretary, was the proper notification of the time and date of the annual meeting mailed to all member clubs as prescribed in the association bylaws?
A notice was mailed to all member clubs 20 days prior to these proceedings.
The bylaws call for 10 voting member clubs or courses to be present to constitute a quorum. Are 10 voting member clubs present?
Yes, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Now we will have a motion to approve the minutes from last year's annual meeting.
So moved.
Second. Aye. All in favor? Thank you. We'll approve that. Now we'll have Roddy come up and get the trade.
I don't know if I need my glasses to read my writing or not in that stage. Try that. Thank you, Eric. I hope everyone, their family is doing well. I know it's been a very tough year with COVID, and I hope everybody's healthy. If there is some good news, financially, COVID has actually had a very positive effect for the New Jersey State Golf Association. We have 3 main sources of revenue: handicap fees, sponsors, and tournaments, and all have been extremely strong. Handicap, obviously there's been a lot of play. People adding handicaps. As Eric pointed out, our sponsors continue to be behind us. A year ago, April, when we were doing sort of a survival worst case scenario, we weren't really sure how our sponsors may stand behind us given the financial strains, and they've been behind us the whole way, which has been a huge help. And tournament revenue. We actually had to add a 5th qualifier for our amateur event this year. We've had record entries, so across the board, our revenues have been extremely strong. On the same side, as you might expect, our costs have been low and have been down quite a bit. Any type of gathering, food and beverage at our tourneys, events either being postponed or going online and through video have kept our costs down. The result is we've had a very strong cash growth and we're in an extremely strong position. That's from last year, and I can say for this year, it looks to be the same. We'll get the final numbers at the end of the year, but we really, from a cash standpoint, had 2 record years. And as we go into 2022, I feel confident that while those costs will come back, matching them against the revenues really shouldn't be a problem. We've been managing that for a while. So we're going to come through this with 2 years with a very strong position. So with that, unless there's any questions, that's the treasurer's report. Thank you.
Thanks, Roddy. We'll move on now to the tournament committee report. On behalf of the entire tournament committee, co-chairs Walter Sartorius, Lisa Leifer, and Carol Graybeal are pleased to report that 2021 golf season has been highly successful to date, having completed 23 of our 25 scheduled championships thus far, along with 6 USGA qualifiers, including our first ever men's US amateur qualifier. In addition to that, our tournament committee, and particularly our staff members, Brad Barden, our championships director, Joe Fierro, our manager of tournament operations, and 2 of our boatwright interns, Will Luke and Steve Shields, have lent guidance and volunteer support to various club and college invitationals, assisted other events, in other events, particularly, and Walter was very involved with a Veterans Golf Association National Championship, which was an adaptive golf event for wounded veterans that was held for 2 days at Plainfield and Baltusrol. Staff members have spent countless hours communicating and supporting our member clubs in dealing with course setups, rules issues, and advice on conducting their own club events. And over the next few weeks, we will be conducting our remaining 2 championships, the Women's 4-Ball Championship and the finals of our Senior Interclub. Oddly, will both be conducted on October 20th at separate venues. The women will be at Fiddler's Elbow for the 4-Ball Championship, and the men will be rescheduled at Essex County Country Club from the original venue of Beedensbrook, which sustained some serious damage during the last big storm. So in addition to tournament play, the tournament committee also conducted 4 Rules of Golf webinars this past spring. Highlights of the competitive season included Michael Brown's win at our amateur championship, making him the first ever, in our knowledge, to hold the amateur titles of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware simultaneously. Tyler Hall's 3rd win in our state open, placing him in very elite company in New Jersey golf history. And Ami Giancandani's winning our women's amateur at Rumson to go along with her win in our pros junior from 2015. So as always, we're extremely grateful to all the tournament volunteers who assisted the operation throughout the year, and without whom we could not do what we do to run such an outstanding tournament operation. Next, we will move to our Youth Foundation report submitted by Chairman Frank O'Brien. The mission of the Youth Foundation is to provide grants to needy youth groups throughout the state of New Jersey. Our primary sources of revenue are the annual Pro-Am golf outing preceding the New Jersey State Open and the sale of raffle tickets. This year's Pro-Am event was held at Springbrook Golf Club, which did an extraordinary job in making our day successful. We had 22 foursomes competing in the event, and the raffle ticket sales that went along with that event set an all-time record for the number of tickets sold this year. Our grand prize winner, Tom Fusco of Essex Fells, received a fully paid golf trip to Streamsong Golf Resorts in Florida. And we would like to thank Streamsong and our other sponsors for their contributions in making the event such a success. Also of note is an award recently received by the Youth Foundation from the Arc of Essex County. For the past 3 years, the Youth Foundation has provided grants to the Arc of Essex County, which have supported development of an adaptive sports program or several adaptive sports programs that have been included in their summer program at their summer camp. And one of these was actually a golf program where we brought in some golf professionals to give instruction to the participants. So we received just recently on September 27th at Crestmont Country Club during their annual golf outing, our Youth Foundation received the 2021 Community Partnership Award from the Arc of Essex County for our support and allowing them to conduct these programs. The Board of Trustees of the Youth Foundation will be meeting on Monday, October 11th to determine the youth groups that will be this year's recipients of the grants. The 2020 grantees from last year have included the LPGA Girls Golf of Greater Newark, the Par 4 program at Keene University, which is a mentoring program for kids who are in the First Tee programs, a one-on-one mentoring program, and also First Tee programs of the Jersey Shore, Essex County, Raritan Valley, and Plainfield. We thank everyone who has supported the NJSGA Youth Foundation over the years, and I especially thank our longtime chairman, Frank O'Brien, who has worked tirelessly since the day our Youth Foundation was created to ensure its success. Onto the Caddy Scholarship Foundation report, submitted by Chairman Brian Hunt. In spite of COVID, 2020 was a successful year for the Caddy Scholarship Foundation. Our goal was to raise $1 million, and we raised $993,000, so it came very close. We awarded $667,000 to 157 Caddy scholars. There were 46 academic awards, along with 21 Stackhouse scholars who received additional money. We maintain our 96% graduation rate among our Caddy scholars, and our average GPA is 3.4. Average SAT score is 1,200, so very impressive. NJSGA Caddy scholars will be attending 81 colleges and universities around the country this year, and there were also 16 New Jersey Evans scholars receiving full scholarships to Big Ten universities. All of the fall tuition for our Caddy scholars was paid as of August 1st this year, and this has been made possible by the generosity of the membership and contributing clubs, and as well as the dedication of our own club reps working on behalf of the Caddy Scholarship Foundation. The top clubs for the year were Baltusrol with a donation of $75,550, Echo Lake donating $64,493, Ridgewood Country Club, $59,725. Manasquan River Golf Club, $51,275. Morris County Golf Club, $49,000. Upper Montclair Country Club, $47,000. Springbrook Country Club, $45,000. Canoebrook Country Club, $42,750. And Plainfield Country Club, $42,450. Our 2021 annual contributions have begun coming in, and the Caddy Scholarship Foundation very much looks forward to celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2022. That concludes the Caddy Scholarship. Next we have the Hall of Fame report. Our Hall of Fame committee elected a slate of 3 new inductees to the Hall of Fame for 2021. That 2021 class includes amateurs Max Marston and Marge Mason, along with professional Jim Barnes. Because we did not have an induction in 2020, we are planning a joint induction ceremony combining the classes of 2020 and 2021, and that will be held at our headquarters on November 17th. The course rating report submitted by Chair Carol Graybeal. After a rather soft 2020 course rating season due to the COVID-19 protocols, the 2021 season has been robust with 25 completed ratings and 5 more scheduled through early November. Wet weather combined with the effects of Hurricane Ida created some scheduling difficulties, but our staff, led by Rich and Lexi, were able to navigate through that. We have 25 individuals making up our course rating teams. We have 5 captains with many years' experience: Charles DeVico, Charles Gould, Sue and Paul Peterson, and Carol Graybeal. There are 9 experienced raters and a contingent of 11 apprentice raters in training. There have been 2 field promotions this year from apprentice to rater, and both of those individuals were intensively mentored by Captain Charles DeVico. Looking forward, our focus will be to fully engage the remaining apprentice raters next year. To that end, comprehensive training syllabus utilizing both classroom and on coursework has been constructed and will be implemented in early 2022. The goal would be to give each apprentice the opportunity to join a rating team at least once a month, based on the principle that repetition is the key to understanding the nuances of course rating. So we've seen noticeable improvement this year also with the refinement of our basic worksheet, which has resulted in a more seamless flow of data. That refinement is ongoing. We've been using a proprietary course measuring system, which has very much enhanced the finished product of our course ratings by producing a new level of consistency. And there's also an additional opportunity provided by that course measuring system to have greater staff interaction with the golf clubs where we're doing the ratings and allowing for more dialogue when a course may have questions about their rating. Also, Carol is reminding everyone that we are always looking for additional raters. And if anyone watching this or anyone here today has an interest in learning about course rating, please contact Rich Kennedy or Lexi Guzzi through our NJSGA website to volunteer for course rating. I'll now turn it over to Bill Fries, who will give our nominating committee.
Thank you, Eric. Mr. President, the nominating committee has submitted to the secretary the names of the following individuals to be elected as trustees for a term of 3 years as members of the class of 2024. Val DePiro, Montclair Golf Club; Carol Braybeal, Fairmount Country Club; Brian Hunt, Upper Montclair Country Club; Michael McFadden and Swan River Golf Club; and Walter Sartorius, Royce Brook Golf Club. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Having received no other nominations in accordance with the bylaws, I move that the nominations be closed and that the secretary casts one ballot in favor of the individuals nominated.
Second.
Thank you. Congratulations to our trustees, re-elected, and to our new member of the board. Here.
Thank you, Eric. The following slate of officers are nominated for a one-year term: Michael McFadden, President; Rod McCray, Vice President; Mark Ganania, Treasurer; and Lisa Leifer, Secretary. The Board of Trustees will vote on these nominations at the reorganization meeting, which will be conducted immediately after this annual meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. We have one outgoing board member this year. Kevin Casey joined our board in 2015 and has provided valuable support to our communications efforts throughout his time on the board. Kevin's skills as a writer and an editor have been instrumental in the improvement of our communications, and I'm very pleased to note that Kevin will remain active in these areas as he transitions to become a member of our advisory committee of past board members. So we look forward to continuing to receive that valuable support from Kevin. And we also look forward to the publication of Kevin's book, Remarkable Stories of New Jersey Golf, that should be available sometime in the spring of 2022. I'd like to ask Kevin to come forward and accept this gift on behalf of the trustees in gratitude for his years of service to the association.
I'd just like to say, it's been a wonderful experience for me. I really enjoyed it. You're a wonderful group of people. I'm going to miss not being in the inner circle. I have to admit that it's kind of fun to find out all the scoop that's going on. And I trust that you guys are going to do well with the information that you're going to continue to hear for a long time. I'm available if you need me for anything at all. It'd be a real honor to continue to be involved. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Kevin. We'll do our best to try to keep you informed of all the developments. The Honey Gantner Award is presented annually for dedicated service by a volunteer. It acknowledges a volunteer's commitment, outstanding service, and contributions to the New Jersey State Golf Association. The award is named in honor of Honey Gantner, who began her volunteer service to the association in 1994 and received the first award for volunteer service 18 years later in 2012, at which time she was recognized as the NJSGA's consummate volunteer. I'm extremely pleased to introduce this year's Honey Gantner Award winner, my good friend Colleen Luker. Colleen's service to golf in New Jersey began long before our association merged with the New Jersey Women's Golf Committee in 2008. Colleen joined the WMGA in 1978 and served on the board of the Garden State Women's Golf Association, including a term as president in 1996 and 1997. And from 1998 to 2002, Colleen served as the junior amateur tournament director for the New Jersey State Women's Golf Committee. She played an instrumental role in merging that Women's Golf Committee with our association in 2008. And then in 2011, she became the first female board member of our association. Colleen was also a fixture on our tournament committee from 2008 until she retired from the board in 2015. So please join me in congratulating this year's Honey Gantner Award winner.
I have to tell you this award is a little heartfelt because when I was in the NJSGA and I went on my first board, I walked into Tudor City Place in Manhattan, and who was sitting there but Honey Gantner? And for the next 4 years, she saved me a seat on the couch. It was a very informal kind of apartment that we met in. Honey was one of those people, she took a liking to me. I don't know why, but I think she watched over me her whole life. I played with her and her member guest every year in North Jersey. She'd never come play with me, but I had to come play with her. So we'd catch up every year. She always knew what I was up to. She always encouraged me. She always only knew my good golf scores in tournaments, never paid attention to any of my bad ones. And when the Women's Committee joined the New Jersey State Golf Association, it was really great for me because I could reconnect with her late in life and spend some time with her before she got sick. I will never forget her because of how she made me feel. And I'll never forget my time in the New Jersey State Golf Association because of all the help I got from everybody and how much I enjoyed it. She loved the organization. I do too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colleen. Very well said. Finally, in my last official act as president, I'm extremely pleased to introduce my successor, Mike McFadden. Mike's recruitment to the association by past president Ed Vada occurred as a result of his status as a Caddy Scholar alumnus back in 2007. So Mike joined the board of trustees well before me and later took a leave of absence from the board in 2016 to focus on his career. Thankfully, Mike returned to our board and to the executive committee in the spring of 2019 and is now set to become the next president of our association. During his tenure, Mike has served as a trustee of our Caddy Scholarship Foundation, our treasurer, a member of our tournament committee, an advisor on policies for the course rating operation, and has provided great assistance with our staff reorganization initiatives. He has also been instrumental in advising us on all financial aspects of the organization. Mike's dedication and commitment to the association and its two charitable foundations has been exemplary. I am fully confident that he will diligently serve his term as president and continue the growth of the association under his leadership. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 63rd president of the NJSGA, Michael McFadden.
Thank you, everyone. I've learned over my career, and whether business or these type of organizations, keep it brief. So you'll always see me trying to keep it brief. I'm very humbled to be the president. I look around the room and I think I really, everything will go well because I see the quality of the people in the organization. Not just the past presidents, but the guidance and the advice from everybody. But the past presidents, I've become friends with many of them. And it's really all about the people. It's a great organization. There's a lot of history, but it's really about the people. So I'm excited. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to work hard, and thank you. I've worked with Eric. He mentioned my tenure was, going back quite some time, and I want to say, probably, if not a decade, close to a decade. And when I think of leadership, I think of ethics, I think of hard work, I think of knowledge, I think of vision, and basically, it's always doing the right thing. And I'd say the last 2 years, the time I've spent with Eric, I've learned a lot. I've seen how dedicated he is, and most importantly, I've really developed a great friendship, which will last forever. So I think we have been in great hands. I think I have a tough act to follow, and I'm going to do my best. So, Eric. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I think you're supposed to say meeting adjourned.
Oh, my God. So in my new tenure, I'm 0 for 1. Oh, by the way, I was going to mention the senior challenge, which we did win.
Yes.
Is there a certain minimum age requirement? I can't recall. Is it over a certain age?
55.
I had to start out, so I have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
So, what's the time here? So moved.
So,
Thank you.